The road leads. AAA is by my side.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Breaking news here at 6. The U.S. back at war. New strikes in Iran as the president sends his blockade back to the Strait of Hormuz. The war sending oil and gas prices skyrocketing once again.
Our hero's journey home. A local airman killed at a tragic B-52 bomber crash, honored on his final ride home.
And California leading a dozen states suing to stop the Paramount and Warner Brothers merger, what it means for the movie industry. Good evening. You're watching Eyewitness News at 6, live on ABC 7, Disney Plus, and everywhere you stream. I'm Giovanna Lotta.
I'm David Ona. We begin with breaking news. A driver's in custody after a pursuit ended in a crash with a Metro bus. Air 7 capturing the scene in Compton as it all came to an end. The driver had been reported for reckless DUI. Deputies were in pursuit when that person crashed at 119th in Wilmington, and we could see first responders were working on at least one patient, and we're told the pursuit suspect is now in custody.
Get ready to feel the extreme heat. The hottest days of the year so far are on the horizon. Temperatures could soar into the triple digits for parts of Southern California this week. And that's not all. Forecasters are tracking monsoon-like conditions and a chance for thunderstorms in this muggy and humid weather pattern. Let's get right to meteorologist Danny Romero in for Dallas Rains with what you can expect from this change in our weather. Danny.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what's coming, we'll call this warm and humid because the hot weather is coming. It's going to be a dry heat over Southern California. And that's going to really kind of fire things up even more so as temps on the jump. But right now, let's take a look at our live Megadoppler 7000. See how things are shaping up. We can see first a great shot of those rains moving through the area, especially the mountain spots. With that lift, we'll see the rains really kind of accentuated. So right there you can see right there a brief heavy downpour that moves through the area and keeps it certainly raining. Now we see on the live Megadoppler 7000 most of that scattered rain will be through the mountain and desert spots, and in those areas we can see those real intense cells that develop quickly and then move on very quickly. So the desert spots where you've got the heat and humidity combined, we'll see a little bit stronger rain that moves to those areas. We saw some really intense thunderstorm cells that move through with an inch of rain per hour rain rate. Right there, you can see it on the time lapse. Those spots with the really colored up, that's going to be to really start strong thunderstorms. Mountain spots are going to see those scattered rain showers right now, and that's going to be part of a weather picture. The heat now, that's going to start to change as we move through the next couple of days. In fact, we get into first this heat advisory till Thursday at 8 p.m. All the areas in orange, all temperatures well above the average for this time of year. Beyond that, the extreme heat. These are dangerous temperatures right here in the pink. This goes into effect tomorrow at 10 a.m. through Thursday night. That's going to be another tough spot to watch. Those temperatures go in 110, 115 in the desert areas, so very, very intense heat for those areas. And we'll see kind of stay that way with the strong heat. Once we get the humidity moved out, we'll just have dry but very, very high temperatures of heat coming our way. So that plus another weather change alert, all in a 7-day forecast in a bit. Right now, David and Giovanna, it's all yours.
All right, Danny, thank you. And we have breaking news now. The U.S. has launched more strikes against Iran, while the UAE says Iran hit tankers with missiles in the Strait of Hormuz. This sending global oil prices surging once again. Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy is in studio tracking these new developments. Liz.
Yes, Giovanna, right now the United Arab Emirates says one person is dead and 8 other people are hurt after 2 of their tankers just came under attack in the Strait of Hormuz. Fair to say the ceasefire is now over and the war with Iran is back on. President Trump said as much in a short letter sent to Congress as gas prices once again begin to climb for overstretched American drivers.
U.S. missiles and drones fly through the night sky toward Iranian military targets for a third straight night. U.S. Central Command released this video of fresh hostilities over the weekend as the two warring nations are again at a standoff over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says the crucial oil thoroughfare is closed, but President Trump said today the U.S. will begin charging a 20% toll to ensure safe passage and keep oil flowing.
It's a very hard argument to suggest that the Strait of Hormuz is open on either side, because the northern route has been closed by the Iranians and the southern route is impassable because of the Iranian attacks.
Traffic has been stalled in the key oil passage, crossings down 52% week over week, according to maritime intelligence company Kepler.
It is flowing very slowly, and that is going to be a significant problem as we see energy reserves around the world now start dwindling again, and energy prices, of course, going up.
The uncertainty is triggering the oil market, sending prices rising almost immediately, just as they had begun to stabilize with hopes of a steady ceasefire. As of Monday, the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.87, up 7 cents in the last week and 72 cents higher than a year ago, according to AAA. Drivers in Southern California are paying even more than that, an average of $5.41 per gallon in L.A. Now, as sirens blare and strikes persist, President Trump warns in a letter to Congress, U.S. armed forces remain postured to take further action as necessary.
And to add to all of it, rising gas prices will be even more painful for drivers here in Southern California after the state's gas tax just increased to more than 63 cents per gallon earlier this month. Giovanna.
Liz Nagy, thank you. ABC News will have more on the war in Iran coming up on World News Tonight with David Muir. That's at 6:30, right after Eyewitness News.
A fallen airman has made his final journey home tonight. A procession for Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel Estrella ended this evening in San Bernardino. Mark Cota-Robles is live in our newsroom with more on that and how the Lieutenant Colonel is being honored tonight. Mark.
Yeah, David, good evening. Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel Estrella was one of 8 people killed back on June 15th. He was on board that B-52 bomber that crashed shortly after takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base. Now, this afternoon, his final goodbye. Air 7 was overhead as a procession left the Ontario airport, traveling east on the 10 freeway to the Family Memorial Mortuary in San Bernardino. You can see here San Bernardino County firefighters paid tribute on an overpass along the way. And a short time later, veterans among those standing by to salute as his body was wheeled into the mortuary. The 39-year-old served as a weapons system officer with the Air Force Operational Test and Evaluation Center, described by his family as his dream job. Lieutenant Colonel Estrella leaves behind his wife, 2 sons, and a 3-year-old daughter. Live here in the newsroom, Mark Cota-Robles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Mark, thank you. Cleanup is underway after a man barricaded himself for hours inside the Rodeo Smoke Shop in Fullerton. Police say Sunday's hours-long standoff caused about $30,000 in damage. Detectives say 41-year-old Michael Black allegedly went inside armed with a knife. The female employee working alone ran out and called 911. Police say the man then began to vandalize the store. When the entire strip mall was evacuated, police deployed a chemical agent inside the smoke shop and took Black into custody. Police explaining what unfolded inside the store and some of the charges he faces.
He was knocking over fridges, breaking merchandise stands and spray painting the windows, assault on a police officer, resisting arrest with violence, arson, felony vandalism, and a myriad of other charges.
Police say he is from San Francisco and is a convicted felon, and for now, his motive remains unclear.
A blockbuster deal between 2 entertainment giants is now facing a lawsuit trying to stop the merger that could reshape Hollywood. Our Leanne Suter is live in Burbank to explain why California Attorney General Rob Bonta is challenging the merger. Leanne.
Giovanna, that's right. California's Attorney General leading the charge along with 11 other states and saying that the mega merger of Paramount and Warner Brothers is a monopoly. I'm flying. For more than a century, Paramount,
Gryffindor,
and Warner Brothers have faced off as fierce competitors with top-grossing films. Their $110 billion merger, the largest in Hollywood history, would create a massive monopoly, according to a new lawsuit to stop the sale.
This merger would snuff out competition, drive up prices, diminish content quality, and produce fewer movies and shows.
In the shadow of the Hollywood sign, California Attorney General Rob Bonta announcing a dozen states have joined forces to block the merger. According to the suit, the combined company would control nearly a third of theatrical motion pictures and nearly a third of basic cable programming, including 50 of the most popular cable channels.
Movie theaters, basic cable TV distributors and audiences on every sofa and in every movie seat would feel the impact of this unlawful merger.
Paramount Skydance Corporation says in a statement the lawsuit, quote, reflects a fundamentally flawed application of the antitrust laws and is wrong on both the facts and the law.
Americans deserve a fair market, not a rigged market. They deserve to know they're not being cheated by corporations that break the law and take advantage of workers and consumers to fill their coffers.
It's unclear how long that lawsuit will take, but Paramount certainly is anxious to wrap up the sale by September 30th, or else it will owe Warner Brothers shareholders $6.9 million a day past that deadline. Live in Burbank, Leanne Suter, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Leanne, thank you. Still ahead, growing outrage tonight over a second deadly shooting by ICE agents in 1 week.
Well, this time a man from